What a beautiful day today. We have 63 degrees out, and they say it's supposed to get up to about 75 today. We've got some light winds. And I'm going to start out flying here at 160 feet and then go up to 200 feet later on in the video. And the place I'm flying is the Clarion Hotel and the Old Green Mill Restaurant. Both of these are closed right now. And the reason that I'm flying here is they have plans to demolish the building, so I wanted to get a little video of it. So we had a little something to remember them by. I remember this used to be a Holiday Inn there, and then I think it was one other name brand hotel too. So it's changed names a couple times. But they also use this for overflow for the university. There wasn't enough university dorms, and so they would house the university students here. But I guess they built some new dorms, and they will stop doing that, and so they decided to just close everything down and destroy it and build something new. They're going to start out with one new hotel, I guess, and hopefully in 2020 they plan to have that done. And then later on they have plans to maybe build another one and another little business on the property of about a little over 5 acres, maybe 5.5 acres. I can remember in the late 80s coming here, and we used their pool for scuba diving lessons. You know, kind of swing around here a little bit. And then after we take a look at this building here, we're going to maybe do a little flying around and look at some of the other businesses in the area. Now, before I took off, I kind of drove around a little bit and scouted the area, and there is a cell phone tower, and then there is a cell phone tower with, I believe it's a TV tower on top of that. And cell phone towers don't usually bother me, but the TV tower might, so I'm going to make a note and stay away from that. And then we're looking at the side of the building. Everything's just starting to green up. We had kind of a late winter. We had a record amount of snowfall. So I didn't really have too much as far as videos in the wintertime. It seemed like it was either snowing all the time, or the weather got really cold, got sub-zero, so I spent a lot of the winter indoors. Now we can kind of see a big overall look of the property right here. And there in the upper left-hand corner is a view of the new Cancer Care Center. We have a lot of video of that. That used to be an old Holiday Inn, and they demolished that. I have a lot of video as they were destroying that. And I believe that's the Hampton Inn there in the center there, with kind of moving towards the center of the screen now. And now we'll kind of take a little look at the area here. Sorry about the quick movement. It's been a while since I've flown this thing, so I did take a little pre-flight earlier in the day. at my favorite field there, right next to Woodman's grocery store. There's a big field there, and I can fly without being over people or businesses. And so I just went out for a quick test flight, make sure everything was good there. Checked the firmware upgrades and got the no-fly zones all updated. And then did a little test flight. And we can see in the right-hand side, kind of in the lower corner there, is Adams Towing and Garage there. And then we got a quick trip. And we're just going to follow the road here and take a little look at some of the businesses here. And we can see on the right-hand side there, Hanson's Market. That used to be the old Gordy's grocery store. And kind of a little strip shopping center there. We got a RCU bank down there in Red Lobster on the lower portion of the screen. And that little strip mall area there, that's connected to the Shopco, and they have been there for years. Unfortunately, they are going out of business, so they won't have too much longer left. We have a Wendy's down below in the lower screen there, about coming into the lower center screen. I'm really sad to see the Shopco go. I usually buy all my towels and sheets and shoes there, tennis shoes. And there's a Starbucks coming there into the center, in the lower center. So that's kind of a sad day there. They're closing that up. They've been there forever too. And there we have some stores there, kind of like a little storefront there of some other businesses. Yeah, now we're going to take a look across the highway here. Trying to turn a little slow so you don't get dizzy and fall off your chair. And we see Charter Bank there. And that's in the upper right-hand corner. This used to be a real popular area for motels and hotels. There's a lot of uh, businesses that have been here for years and years. And in the left-hand side here, let's see. Oh, nope, we don't really get to it quite yet. So let's go down the road here and see what we can find. Straight ahead in the center screen there is a Wisconsin bank. Wisconsin, I guess they call it. And on the left-hand side, we can just see a Godfather's Pizza and a Taco Bell. About center screen there. And right towards the top of the screen, we see a Walgreens. We can see the hospital right in the center of the screen there at the top. That was Sacred Heart Hospital. I don't know if they've changed names. Seems like a lot of hospitals are merging. But there's a Walgreens there, right, and coming up into the center of the screen. And a Motel 6. That thing's been there forever, too. And there's the new Cancer Care Center. I see they have a heliport pad there. And there's a car wash in the green building down there. It used to be Ship Shape. And a body shop there with the red front. And we can see the cell phone tower there with the antenna on top of it. So I'm going to stay away from that. I'd actually probably have to go up in the air a little bit if I wanted to get close to that. And here's the other cell phone tower. And like I said earlier, usually the cell phone signals, I don't have any trouble with interference. And we see mini storage buildings down there. And I believe that's the Hampton Inn there, right in the lower center. And now we have the McDonald's there in the center on the left-hand side. That's been there quite a few years too. That was my second job in high school there. I actually worked at that McDonald's there. I believe I was making $2.30 an hour. And they've since torn that down, and this is actually a new one that they built in the same spot. I worked there a year, and I think after a year I got a raise of 5 cents. But I remember the paycheck I took home for 2 weeks of part-time work was $80. And boy, I didn't know how I was going to spend all that money. I thought I was rich. Well, you know what? That was probably more full-time work during the summertime, I think. Yeah. But $80 to me was a lot of money back then. We still have a little ways to go to get things completely green around here. Leaves are starting to come out on the trees. And we see a holiday station, gas station across the highway there. A lot of self-storage buildings in this area. And I believe that's a Motel 8 there in the upper left-hand corner. That has been there forever. There's another economy motel in that area too. And so now we'll start getting this thing in position to land here. I want to make sure that I take my time a little bit. I've got trees around me and then that big sign sticking out, so we'll just take it nice and slow. And that is Highway 37, where you see the 4-lane highway there. And that was all redone last year. Nice new intersection. So we got May 15th, 2019. We'll start getting this thing ready to land. We can see the trees, the blossoms on the trees there. And thanks for coming along.